So, back to it. The robot is dead. Faridah is now conscious and looking significantly better. What are y'all gonna do?
I'll say, thank you. It seems that this trigger person doesn't seem to have everything under control, or he would have intervened. Let's fix these doors.
What's everyone else doing?
Scorpia's gonna ask which door should I hit very hard, because I can't pick locks.
I also can't pick locks. That door is no longer...
I'll go over here and try to pick the lock so that it doesn't set off the security measures. More security measures.
Alright.
I would like to remind you he mentioned something about there being scouts coming back.
Yeah, I haven't forgotten.
Can I get a perception check?
No.
Oh, for a second I thought you were saying no to the perception check. I'm like, okay.
No, I'm not gonna
I want my 18 versus my, 26.
As I walk behind Anima, I will lean down and pick up heads and tails, which have fallen and are no longer sentient. And then I'll give Anima a hug from behind, and then make my way over to help Vi. And you'll hear me casting a variety of Esper spells into the things, and then... Alright, there we go. And then you get an amplify ability on whatever check you're using to open that door.
Thank you.
They hug you, Faridah, before they fly off.
Oh.
They're just like, yay, Mom! Okay, we're back.
Remember, they are puppets. I am puppeteering them. The reason they fell over whenever I was knocked out is because I was no longer puppeting them.
Okay, did we search this guy?
Yeah, y'all kind of forgot about the dude who's...
Oh, yeah.
He's on the edge of consciousness, just kind of giggling, but now he looks very afraid because, oh boy, now I'm next. He's been trying to inchworm his way out of the room.
Yeah, Scorpia stopped caring about him. She's just focused on getting any hostages out of the building.
I am going to see if he has a key card or something.
Yeah, give me that investigation check, and meanwhile, Vi, with that, it was a 26.
Yes.
You hear feet and voices in the hallway. There is probably 3 people coming. The hallway you came in?
Okay, perfect. So the door where I am waiting. Do the doors open in or out?
I didn't describe how the door opened. It's a sliding door.
Oh, okay.
Sliding doors.
They're
That's
Star
fine
Trek-y.
then. If we can hear people coming, Scorpia's just gonna wait here and prepare a saber attack. Ready a saber attack for when someone walks through that door.
When someone bad walks through that door.
Yes.
I got a 15 on my investigation.
He tries to fight you investigating him, but he's also in no shape to do anything, except he's just
Sit down.
protesting under his breath and deceived, just not making a whole lot of sense. You're able to find a key card. You probably also find his wallet, which has Cupel in it.
Ooh.
I'm gonna stick his wallet back in the pocket I found it in.
Of course.
Yeah, but you are able to find a key card. He's just like, can't save them. Can't save them. They had orders. The cards had orders. And for those of you listening to the door, you hear the sound of 2 gunshots and then 2 bodies hitting the floor.
On the other side of the door?
Which door?
For the people listening where the footsteps were approaching, that is where you hear the gunshots, not the hostage doors.
Okay.
Sorry. Phrasing.
Yeah. I was like, no!
Yeah.
I am not that kind of an asshole.
I'll say, Vi, you got the door, and I will skip like a rock the unanimated tails yet across the room. It'll bounce, and it'll pop into Scorpia's back, and then animate and grab on.
Scorpia just kind of glances back at it.
Basically a coin that has stapled itself to your clothing.
Okay then.
You're probably used to having drones scrolling all over you, it's fine.
small robots and puppets are normal for Scorpia's life.
Okay, I'm gonna try and use the key card on... Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna run towards the door where I heard the gunshots.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably everyone heard something that sounded like it could have been gunshots. Only the people near the door could have heard the bodies hitting the floor.
I heard gunshots. I'm not gonna bring hostages in yet. I'm just gonna go run as far as I can down towards the door.
Yeah, actually, at the gunshots...
Faridah got the door and turns around to give her attention to whatever's going on over here.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Well... Yeah, I'll try the door. I'll just do the door. I'll keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's good enough range for me.
So we've got Anima nearby, Faridah nearby keeping an eye on the door, and then Scorpia just outside of the door.
Yep, just right next to it.
And I'm gonna ready... Yeah, I'm gonna ready my pistol, actually.
So, y'all wait a couple seconds and the door opens. And you see there is 2 Lyrindi guards dead on the floor and another one standing in front of them putting his pistol away.
So one guard killed other guards?
Yeah.
Did the doors just open? No one's come in?
Yeah, he opens the door. I think he kind of stops when he sees y'all just inside of the door. But the pistol has been put away. He probably still has his hand on it.
Did he trigger my attack though?
Were you waiting for someone to come in the door?
Does he look like a bad guy?
Yeah, and if someone who was an enemy comes through the door.
He hasn't actually come through the door yet, so I don't think so yet, so you'll have a second to, if you would like to, insight check.
Yes, for sure. Would like to do that. Pretty sure that's a thing I'm good at, but let me actually look at my character sheet.
You get to add a d4 to it.
Nice. Insight. Yes, I am fairly good at insight.
Yeah, and Anima, you can do an insight check if you're nearby enough to see.
I will do that.
That is a 22.
Okay.
Plus 0, so that's a 15 for Anima's insight.
Anima, you read that this person doesn't feel threatening. For all appearances, it's a Lyrindi guard, but body language, it doesn't feel like any of the other Lyrindi guards that you're looking at, that you've seen so far. Scorpia, this person looks like a guard. They're definitely not. They're most likely also not Lyrindi. They probably have some kind of disguise on, and you might remember that some of your friends in that in the organization we've talked about mentioned, like, they might have someone on the inside.
So, we had never discussed specifics about this, but if it was someone that Scorpia worked with, then I think the group would have had call and response to identify each other in hiding, but we never discussed specifics about it, so...
I think we talked about, like, you might not be, like, full member, but you definitely have associations with it. I don't know if you know this person in particular, but, like, as he sees you all, he starts to hold his hands up in the I'm not armed motion. Also, Anna, there's just something about him that feels familiar, like you've seen this person before, in the body language.
Then Scorpia will gesture for everyone to stand down, and then also at the same time gesture for this person to enter the room.
Okay. I'm going to message you with the idea I had for how y'all recognize each other, because I forgot to mention that. Pretty sure you have one. If you want to invent another call and response thing, you are welcome to.
I don't think I have the brain power to do that today.
Fair.
Scorpia will pull out from under her armor a medallion on a ribbon and hold it up for this person to see and see what they do in response.
This person immediately relaxes and is like, okay, and he slowly reaches towards his pocket and pulls out a similar one. How's everyone else reacting to this?
Vi's working on the door, so maybe glancing over, but
I'll tap the earring and turn into Faridah minus, I think is the term that I've been using for it.
Nice. Nice.
I now look like Faridah's stunt double.
Nice.
Close enough, but, like, definitely not her. Also, I can't believe that it's taken me this many episodes to realize that the person who I'm impersonating is Faridah's stunt double. Like, that is the image of who Faridah turns into whenever she's changing her face to not Faridah.
Yeah, because
I like
I imagine
that.
there have been times where someone's had to make public appearances. They're limited, but there's been someone playing you.
Yeah, so that's why she was just like, oh yeah, of course, if I need a secondary face that's definitely not me, I'm gonna use the stunt double. Absolutely. Why not? Let's go.
Scorpia will tuck the medallion back in and ask newcomer, what intel do you have on hostages? Learned anything new since we were sent in?
This person's relaxing more, still looks like a Lorendi guard that is just having a casual conversation with Scorpia. However people would react to that.
I'm still on guard.
Would you like to insight check this person?
I don't know if she would be. She just spent the past minute knocked out. But she can. I mean, it's...
Or we could just use your passive insight.
Sure.
That would make more sense.
Which I think is 12.
Something about the way this person holds themselves, and like, you hear their voice, it sounds familiar, but you can't place where from. But you know it's not what they look like that's familiar.
Sus.
Does the person respond to Scorpia's questions?
Yeah. He relaxes, sticks his hands in his pockets. Yeah, there's been some chatter. They seem pretty panicked about the shipment being hijacked. There haven't been a lot of details. They lost communications after they vented, but I heard through other communications that someone's been keeping an eye on it. It doesn't look like anyone got lost when they vented, so not sure what's going on there. Seems like the target is still in negotiations on Alamari. So, can't get to him soon, but there are people keeping an eye on him. There hasn't been any communications out of it so far. Good news is, when we heard that you were going to be coming in, I was able to drug the guards in the hostage room, so they should be unconscious, and I've got a ship parked somewhere nearby that'll be able to get us off planet.
Perfect. Then let's get moving.
Alright, hearing this, I'm gonna turn around and go back to the other door. This door where the guy is. I'm gonna shove him out of the way of the door.
Scorpia, you'll feel the drone detach from your back. Everybody will hear a zing as practically supersonically Tails is going to follow, and now you have advantage on whatever skill checks you're trying to do. No, not advantage. Plus a d4.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to use the key card on the door.
Also, the injured guy on the ground is just shouting in Nasif, like calling the other, the guy Scorpius and talking to a traitor, and how could you, and blah blah blah, and the dude just looks over and is like, what in the... Why do you... Looks down at his hand. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Forgot that was still on, and he, like, unclips an earring from his ear, and can I get a lore check from everyone with advantage, because it's not been that long?
Okay. Everyone? Okay.
Or just straight intelligence?
23.
21.
Okay.
16.
Alright.
Oh, 22.
Wow.
Well, Scorpia, I don't know if you know this person, unfortunately, but the rest of you, this is Max, that poor waiter at Simpress Bar that may or may not have gotten fired after y'all robbed him.
Okay.
He doesn't know who I am. It's all good.
It's like, yeah, sorry about that. I volunteered to go undercover because I needed to be off the radar for a bit. My last job ended poorly.
Sorry about that.
Glances at the party members. At least this one went better.
I don't think he ever saw them. Unless he was, like, shown them in, like, security footage.
He super duper saw me.
Yeah. And also the pictures have been kind of plastered over a lot of places with the bounty war.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least this one went better. I have to say, I'm impressed with this bunch's ability to get into trouble and then manage to take down mob bosses. Trigger's a pretty big one, too. We're not sure exactly who he was dealing with, but rumors were he was dealing with some not great people, and then these morons gestures to the dude who's just sitting looking and shocked and horrified, probably realizing exactly what things he talked about in front of this person. Most of the Lothrick aren't that bad, but there's still some groups of idiots who think the Empire needs to rule everything, so figured it'd be best to deal with them.
I'm gonna echo the idiot part, but this time in Nasiv at him. At the guy on the ground.
He's just grumbling incoherently under his breath. I think actually the shock of all of this, he's just gonna kind of pass out. He's not dead, he's just unconscious.
Nice and quiet. How's progress on that door coming along?
What were the rolls to get through doors?
I have a key card. Can I use the key card?
Oh, yeah, you're able to use the key card, no problem. There are a bunch of people in there, including a Lothrick guard who is bound with a wide variety of things, like something probably shoved in his mouth and a bag shoved over his head, tied to a chair that's like tied to a post in the corner, so he's not going anywhere.
Good job. Y'all ready to get out of here?
Yes, yeah, sure. This one person comes up to the forefront, and it is a younger Volna that looks vaguely familiar. Yeah, I've been wanting to get out of here for a while. Do we have a way off the planet?
Yes.
Also, who are you and how did you find us? By roll computers.
Okay.
Plus the proficiency, because you have good stuff for breaking into places. Actually, wait, it would just be rolling with the infiltration tools, it wouldn't be rolling with computers.
Okay, that's a 21.
Yeah, you're able to get in, no problem. You see there's a guard somewhat similarly tied up and asleep in the corner. And there's just a bunch of people who don't look particularly mistreated, but they haven't been treated very well, and they're all very excited to see you.
I'll go over to the door where the robot was watching.
Are you going to try and break through that door?
I would like to investigate it to see if I can do something a little bit more subtle than blowing it off its hinges.
Faridah, I have a key. Do you want a key?
I have no idea if that would work since this was being guarded by a robot, but it's worth a shot.
Key, handoff.
Scorpia is gonna ask the mole if there's anywhere else that hostages are being held.
No, this is the main place we know of. We've been able to waylay some ships in the past, but from what we've been able to tell, all the ships in flight have dropped off their stuff here, and they're probably gonna come start picking up and redispersing in a couple of days. There are people watching. Hopefully they will be destabilized enough that we'll be able to get more if we missed any.
Perfect. Do you know where he was hologramming in from? Where Trigger might be?
Last we heard, he was on Alamari, but there's no telling if he knows what's happened or if he's tried to flee. You would know that Alamari, there is a station there. It's basically kind of like the hub of the underworld, where there have been conversations going on around the bounty war and negotiations, and some people trying to keep there from being like gang wars and violence breaking out, while other people like Trigger are trying to encourage that because they like making money and they don't care who gets hurt. He did order someone to vent his ship, which would have killed anyone working on the ship too.
Yeah.
So.
The Volna.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go. Are you Sage?
How do you know that? Wait, have you seen my sister?
We picked her up off of the faulty escape pod. She's okay. She's on our ship.
Oh, good. I've missed her so much. Can I hug you? Would that be weird?
If you want, I guess.
And she hugs you.
Okay.
A hug around the waist. She's kind of short.
Yeah. I awkwardly pat her on the head.
It's a surprisingly nice hug. She is very soft. Faridah, you with the key card, it might take you a couple of tries because you trying to swipe the card the right way, but you're able to get through.
You gotta get the timing just right. Nope, that was too fast. Nope, too slow.
For everyone who can't see what's going on, Victor is trying to get a key card to work when the machine is being very, very picky.
There we go.
There we go.
Very reminiscent of any room you tried to get in with your Baylor ID on campus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
I don't miss that.
Nope. Are there any injured hostages?
No recent injuries. There's some where they have scratches or bruises that might have been from bumping into things. It looks like they've been pretty well taken care of, if not kept in the best of conditions. And there's probably about 20 or 30 of them that file out of the rooms altogether.
Okay.
He had quite a few people, and some of them were young. Because he's an ass like that. But everyone seems mostly okay, and Max assures you that he's got a ship that should be able to fit all of them. And Faridah, in the room you just opened, the door you open goes into a storage facility. You see there's a lot of filing cabinets where people could keep paper records and so forth. But you figure this is his backup copy for the blackmail stash because it's really hard to hack paper.
I'd like to figure out what order everything is in and see if I can find my dad.
Okay, roll investigation. Actually, roll intelligence to figure out the order, and then investigation to find your dad.
Investigation, 14.
It takes you a couple of minutes to make sense of his filing system, but after a while you have a bit of an idea, so I guess roll investigation.
Alright. 17.
Meta question. How or why do you think you would have information on your dad?
I would assume that Faridah's dad has connections outside of the Federation just because he married someone from the Promethean side of things, which doesn't seem like something you do in the Federation. Also, he's sneaky. Also, I would assume that this person has at least attempted to collect some type of blackmail material for everybody in some amount of power, regardless of where they are. So, this might be a dash of paranoia, but she just wants to make sure, let's just make sure that he, doesn't accidentally have, information on safe houses. Because that would be problematic. And this is, an entire archive. There's probably something. She could find nothing, which is perfectly reasonable.
You do find there is a small file you believe has information on your dad, but as you're looking through it, because your dad's paranoid and thorough, so he lays a butt ton of false trails for everything. Pretty much everything in there is one of the false trails that he's laid, or even if you aren't aware of it, then he's just looking at it, knowing your dad, that's fake.
Yeah.
But there is a note mentioning his seeming disappearance in the Federation. Which timing was around when your dad just decided, nope, we're gone, bye-bye.
I'll pluck that note out, because that's, nah. And then she's gonna, randomly pick, 3 of the other safe house locations out, and just kind of clap her hand and force blast, and it just turns into confetti.
Yes.
And then she's gonna try to find Vi.
Okay.
Or Vi's paper.
Oh.
If there isn't.
Alright.
Curiosity's sake.
Aw. Wait,
Yeah. Scorpia is also looking through to see if there's any names that she recognizes. Particularly looking for Lana and Trixie. She doesn't expect to find anything on Trixie, but she's gonna look anyway.
And actually, y'all will all hear the... What is that spell called? Force Bolt, as Faridah does it. And then she'll turn to you, Vi, and say, we should probably look to see if any of your stuff is in here.
yeah.
Any of the stuff that is yours that is unrelated to the Opal Star. Anybody you know, anybody like that. Because it probably would be useful to, make those poof into confetti.
Or you could just burn it all.
This is valuable information, you see.
Let's go through it first.
Yes, let's be precise, because you never know what fire might not kill.
Yeah. Alright.
Good point. Doing precision and then burning it all.
Well,
We'll discuss that with our captain and see how much she wants, because she probably wants some of this.
Who you still have not had contact with yet.
We
Yeah.
can solve that problem later. This is the problem of this existing right now is that if anybody comes to help us in any capacity, they're going to look inside and be like, "Oh, that's information," right?
yeah.
And we kind of want to emergency remove precisely what we need to get rid of.
Yeah.
So, like, your mentor, anyone who mentors them, anyone who mentored them.
Anyone you know who disappeared, who may or may not have disappeared into the Alliance. Anyone with a certain last name.
As a whole, a black hole of information needs to be created.
Yeah. Vi's gonna look up a few things, yeah.
So Faridah will just, like, sit down in the middle of the floor and say, just hand me whatever you need, and I'll blow it up. Shred it. It doesn't burn. You saw it.
I guess, Scorpia, give me your investigation. I imagine. I'll say, Faridah, you tell them how the filing logic works so they don't have to figure that out.
Yeah, it works like this.
Yeah, Scorpia would have asked if Faridah didn't volunteer the information. I got an 11, because my intelligence is not great. I am strong, but I'm a little bit of a himbo.
Can you tell me what you need to find? Because I can probably help find it faster.
Sure.
That is a big mood.
Anima, are you also joining in on this, or are you corralling the people? Because Max is also just kind of standing outside.
I am going to corral, I think.
Okay, so just kind of keep everyone together and calm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ooh. While I'm at it, I'm also going to see if I can find the names that Anima has brought up.
Yeah.
Well, I will say while y'all are doing that, Max has gone and he's gone into the one door y'all haven't gone into, which was the one in between the hostage doors. He's, like, opened it up and he's got a couple people to, like, help him pull some crates out of that door. It looks like that was a storage area for more technical stuff. And he'll explain to Anima that this is some of his technical copies of things, so he's pulling out things that need to be delivered to people who can safely make sure they're completely and totally disposed of and the blueprints never see the light of day, as well as finding places to plant some viruses to erase things that someone else gave him. He did not make that.
Okay, so we just have one more door left after that?
There is a door there, but that goes to the grotto.
Okay.
And,
We don't know that yet.
well, is that not the door that Faridah broke down?
Faridah broke down this door. She was here.
Yeah, all of the rooms have been searched. Or are being searched. So Scorpia gave you the names, Faridah. Are you going to try and search or help search?
Yes, I'm going to help search.
Yeah, Scorpia would have said the names Lana Ashgard and Trixie. No other name for that one, just one name and Trixie. And anyone with the last name Lothrick. Because I realized she'd probably want to make sure her mom's safe.
Probably.
But I haven't decided on her mom's first name, which is why I'm just saying the last name.
That's fair. Would you like to roll again since you have Faridah helping?
Sure.
Or would Faridah like to roll?
I'll roll. I have high investigation.
Yeah, I'll let you roll that.
Nah. I roll low. Are you helping me? Do I have advantage?
Sure.
We'll help each other.
I mean,
Let's do
yeah,
that.
we can all help each other.
We'll all take turns.
So the question is how much time it takes, not if we find it or not. 16.
So, Scorpia, you searched a while on your own, couldn't find anything. Faridah took over searching. There isn't anything on you. There might be a couple of things on your code name that you use, which I think is like Zira. Or Zira. I don't remember what I wrote down.
That sounds right. I forgot about that, but that does sound right.
There's some stuff on you. Doesn't look very detailed, like he's put a lot of effort into doing research. It's more of... It feels like he just kind of happened to find this information and stored it away just in case. So you're not particularly on his radar, because he has a lot of records on a lot of people. Lana's fine. And Trixie... Would you say she's, like, paranoid and good at covering her tracks, or she's mostly just into making cool stuff with robots?
She's not paranoid, but she doesn't have any known relatives or connections aside from Scorpia. And even that connection might not be very well known, because Scorpia would cover her tracks, but Trixie doesn't really put effort into it. She's just a naturally pretty private person that is a hermit that builds robots and AI.
In that case, he probably doesn't have anything on her. He might have something about one of her creations, but he doesn't seem to be aware of her existence at all, and nothing on her family, because you are good at hiding your tracks and making sure people don't know.
Perfect.
Give me that investigation.
Okay. Ooh. And then I'm gonna use the heads as well, just to make sure.
Well, this is like how long it takes you to find what you're looking for.
Oh, okay. Then that's a dirty 20.
And what all were you looking for again? So you're looking for anything on you, your mentor, associates, or certain last name that has not actually ever been revealed?
Other things.
There's nothing on the other things at all that you can find.
Alright.
I would say you spell like a couple of names that you're familiar with, people you might have like kind of worked with in the past who disappeared.
Okay.
So you get the feeling they headed over to this side. He also doesn't seem particularly interested in them or aware of a lot about them. And I think there might be like a record or two that might be related to like a code name you know your mentor uses with certain areas of things he does that he doesn't actually explain to you.
Okay.
But he doesn't seem to have a particular awareness or interest. Also, there's next to nothing on you.
Cool. I think all the stuff that Vi finds, she actually doesn't give to Faridah. She'll just put in her coat or her pack for like future investigating.
Also, this is like people you know you can maybe kind of trust, maybe?
Yeah, as much as you can trust people in the ShadowNet, yeah.
Yeah, some of them might have been you've actually met them in person briefly, never actually knew their name, but...
Okay.
Yeah, you don't find anything on that other stuff, though.
Okay. Yeah, everything else Vi would probably have been like, okay, can you help me look for this or this? That one thing, no. Not no. Okay. Alright, okay. So she'll help everyone else then.
Okay. So now we're looking for Anima's friends, which I don't remember what all names they've given you.
I don't have my notes.
Yeah. And even her donor. Just to be safe.
If the 3 of you are all looking for that, or like 2 of you are looking for that, I'm not gonna make you roll. I don't think there would be anything on any of the people she knew.
Alright.
Nothing on any of the names.
Okay.
What about my name?
Yeah, that too.
It's only first name.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Nothing on my name at all.
So, without the last name to narrow it down, you might find things that mention the name or the word Anima, but from anything that you can tell, nothing sounds or feels like it could be even slightly related to her. So we might have a small file on the Miara family, or trying to find ways to blackmail them, but he has not been successful. Because they're pretty private family. And that's Dottie's family.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a small file that hasn't been updated.
Neat. I will probably then make my way over to that pile of computer tech stuff. See if I can identify anything useful.
Do you try and look up any of the Opal Star crew or the name you got, Sandro Esman?
I mean, yeah, probably. Probably dig up Sandro.
Okay. So, there's kind of a big file on Sandro. He's been trying to gather information on this dude for a while. Hasn't found anything that he could really leverage, though. And it just seems Sandro has quite a large amount of power in the underworld, and he mostly uses it to keep people in line because when gangs go to war, that no one benefits from that. He does have notes of suspicion that he actually... I will have you roll an investigation for this one, because I don't... Yeah.
22?
Gotcha, and I'll roll to see how much he would have about him, actually. He has strong suspicions that he is a refugee or something from the Federation. Not entirely sure how he ended up on the Alliance side of things. He does do a fair amount of smuggling, but nothing dangerous. He also smuggles people out of the Federation. There are suspicions that he supports individuals who are not fans of the government. And he's been trying to figure out something on one of his latest pet projects because he heard Sandra was going to be trying to get someone out of the Federation starting several months ago, which would have been a couple of months before that. He got the feeling it looked like Sandra was getting ready to locate and move someone.
I don't know who's reading this, but as I'm reading it, each page that I finish, I just hold up and pop into confetti.
Vi, after she was done, would probably, read over Faridah's shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wanting to get as much information as possible. Okay.
Alright, then, now having read almost everything that I wanted to read, and actually making a point to not read anybody on the actual Opal Star Cruise stuff, I'm gonna go over to the techie stuff and investigate that stuff. See if there's any shortcuts to my research that I could borrow.
Roll me investigation. Because Max has been actively purging and spreading viruses and deleting and fracking.
18.
What are you looking for?
Shortcut to make progress on my suit. What I'm thinking that he might have is information on drops for materials and sources for materials.
Yeah, he probably does have some of that. And since that is more innocuous information, Max is not actively destroying that. Although you do know he is downloading certain bits of information and files on certain individuals and organizations and then purging the rest.
So I'll copy all that stuff to my data, put all that storage, and then the final bit being the main frame of the suit to see if there's any information on proprietary designs for the exosuits that are kind of everywhere else. Instead of reverse engineering one of the ones on the Opal Star, maybe I can find a more advanced one that's floating around out there somewhere.
Scorpia is just on watch now. Just kind of watching the entrance.
So you do find a couple of bits and pieces on stuff. I don't think you find enough full suit, but you do find some things for like different parts or possible like suit upgrade pieces. But you don't find a full schematic.
Perfect.
And after that, next, like, are you done with that? I need to wipe that one too.
Yep, I'm good. You can wipe it. As I copy paste.
So he goes over and starts doing all of the, like, erasing and backing up and erasing and purging and spreading redises. And at some point he looks up and is like, who are you actually?
Oh no. I mean, I hope that you find out someday, but for right now, I am nobody.
Okay, fine. We can deal with that later. Just need to get this finished up and then burn the other records and we'll be good to go.
Vi would actually like to do a few things. One, since she's already over here, can she investigate the robot, see if the carapace is just gone, or if it's whatever spirit, its mechanical equivalent of a spirit is gone? You know, if it's dead, or just carapace dead.
I guess that would be xenobiology.
Okay, cool. Alright, that's not horrible. Oh, that would be a 6.
I was pretty sure that's not horrible.
Let me add the... Okay, that's a 10 with heads.
Scorpia actually wants to find that out too, so I'm gonna roll xenobiology as well.
Vi, you're pretty sure it's dead.
Okay.
You don't know if it ever had a soul, but whatever it is, it's dead. And what'd you get, Scorpia?
12.
Whatever sentience or life there was in it's gone.
Okay.
You also probably
Cool.
hear in Trixie's voice at the back of your head, bring me a piece.
Oh, if there aren't people that need carrying, then Scorpia's just gonna pick up all of this body that she can and take it with her.
It's large, you might need help.
I can help.
I mean, I have an 18 strength
Oh.
and a +7 athletics, so...
In that case, you're fine.
I was gonna say, Vi puts the broken arm around Scorpia's shoulders
There we
like
go.
a feather
Yeah.
boa.
Scorpia is trained in knowing how to carry heavy objects efficiently.
Gotcha. So you get some weird looks from the freed hostages, but...
It's fine by me.
I'd like to quickly just go over to Max. Like, hey, the guards in the guard room, are they dealt with? Or are they still in the room?
Yeah, I had like a knockout gas grenade rigged in there for a while, so they're all unconscious.
They don't need to be permanently dealt with then?
No, I also set off sticky grenades so they're not going anywhere even when they do wake up, and we'll have some of our friends from the Pirate Corps come deal with them once everyone is gone.
What about the squirrel?
The what?
The squirrel.
The squirrel.
Don't ask.
I don't think there was a squirrel in there. I only counted insert number of life signs for how many guards were in the room because I don't remember how many.
I think it was 2,
Yeah.
3.
I only counted 3 life signs and they all
Oh my god, the
seemed
squirrel killed one of
human.
them.
Faridah, your squirrel's gone missing.
That's okay. It is a wild animal. It should hopefully be free wherever it needs to be the most happy. Ideally, it made it back up.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay.
So we don't need to take care of these other lackeys?
Yeah, we've got people coming to deal with it, though it would be good if we got out of here. And also at some point he snuck off and rigged a device in the room with all the paper files that should obliterate everything in there.
Okay. So Vi's gonna go quickly get that signal jammer and then come back into the room. Because she does want to keep the signal jammer.
Yeah. Max is like, well, if everyone's ready to go, if you'll follow me this way, and he points to the door and he unlocks it, and you see it's where the fungal grotto is. There's a way to get out through this way, and it'll be the most direct route to our ship. Might be good to have a couple of us go in front, hostages in between, and then a couple bring up the rear.
Okay.
Yeah, Scorpia will go be one of the ones in front.
So will Vi. She has good perception. She can point things out to people.
And I'll take the back.
I have good insight and survival.
Yeah, Max is also taking the front because he knows where he's going. Is there anything else anyone wants to do in this building before we leave?
Max, is there anything interesting in the guard room, or was that also dealt with?
No, taken care of. I've got copies of anything that was in there, and I left instructions for whoever comes to collect the people to also collect any information. Redundancy is good.
Because Vi was considering just, going in and slitting the throats of all the lackeys that weren't already dead. So good, cool. That's one of those things to
There's
do.
the person that helps with leaks. There's the plumber.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't help with leaks, she causes leaks.
Well, she's an expert in leaks. Is how you put it on the business card. I am an expert in leaks.
Expert in leaks.
I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scorpia is not judge or juror, just executioner. So unless she's told to kill somebody, she usually won't.
She's judging everybody.
To Vi, these people know too much, so if they're not being collected by our side, or someone allied with us, then, since Max did mention the Pirate Corps, as has Tally, so it's...
Also, Spectra's talked about it a fair amount.
Yeah, so, they are on our side, presumably. So, that's not too bad. No eternal silence for them.
No, just prison.
It's fine.
And then
Or-
maybe eventually eternal silence. You never know.
Yeah, but not right now, eternal silence. That
Exactly.
you would
Yeah.
need to hide potentially from children.
We gotta experience some delayed gratification in life sometimes.
No vigilante justice.
Oh, that was...
No.
That's gonna be a t-shirt.
Oh boy.
That's gonna be a t-shirt.
You are not incorrect. Oh. That was great. We have the 3 coffee mugs and now a t-shirt.
Yeah, and all the coffee mugs just have suspicion at the bottom.
Suspicion, I knew it, I thought so, told you so, I knew it, and then, what was Anima's?
This is fine. Or things are happening.
If Scorpia had a mug like that, it would just say, "It doesn't matter." Then at the bottom, it would say something like, "Yeah, you're not gonna get me that way. 'Cause she can't be poisoned." I think. Or at least she's very resistant to it.
Just like at the bottom, haha, didn't work.
Exactly.
Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned next time to find out what happens on board the Opal Star. If you don't want to wait, you can get early access to our episodes over at patreon.com/pseudonymsocial. If you like our show, please consider leaving us a review on your favorite podcasting app so people can know where to find us. We couldn't do this without your help. Aboard the Opal Star is a production of Pseudonym Social, changing reality one story at a time. It is DM'd and produced by me, Brianna Toiber.
I'm Casey, and I'm playing Anima the Ashen Forged.
Victor, I'm playing Faridah the Promethean.
My name's Alexis, and I am playing Mylena Sorrell, the Eldori.
With music by Patrick Chester of Chester Studios.
To get more information on this or any of our other shows, check out our website at pseudonymsocial.wordpress.com.
Welcome, travelers. Seems like you're looking for a story. Well, I got one for you. It involves adventure, friendship, and all sorts of...
Earl, why don't you tell him about that time I stole that big-ass melon?
Yeah, I was going for more...
Or you could tell him about the time I kicked her ass, Earl.
I wouldn't ever tell them.
Do I need to get my ref gear on?
Okay, everyone, shut up. Now come with me as I tell you a story from afar. Hey everybody, my name's David. I'm the DM for From Afar Podcast. From Afar Podcast is all about four friends separated by distance, but brought together by adventure. Hope you all stop by and give us a listen. Thanks.